Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Today, hey, guess what? Dial of Destiny, Indiana Jones, only made $60 million domestically. That's considered a flop. Give me $60 million, I would consider it a success, but that's beside the point. I suppose if you spent over $300 million, you would not. But anyway, and of course, people are saying a lot of things like, why did this fail? Well, it's a crappy movie. I mean, it's that simple. It's a crappy movie. Not much you need to say there. One thing, the thought that occurred to me over the weekend was, you know, remember in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, there was that really cool moment where, Mutt looks up at Indy, says, "You're a teacher?" And Indy goes, "Part time." And, that was a really good trailer too, because it went back and was like, he does, Indy saved treasures and da 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 da, and then goes into that, and it was pretty cool and interesting. I gotta admit, in the trailer for Dial of Destiny, I was kind of going, meh, and so my expectations were already low. But then, there's the excuses. Well, people, the older people, this is marketed for don't go out to see movies on opening weekend, and I'm like going, that's not true necessarily. If this had been a better movie under better circumstances, I probably would have tried to. I mean, I was very excited for Crystal Skull. I was let down by Crystal Skull, but I was very excited for it. I knew what was going to be happening with Dial of Destiny, and I just got decided I don't need to go in opening weekend for that one. Not a problem to me. And I'm probably going to wait for that on streaming because every review I've heard, even good reviews, I gotta say this, even good reviews do not give me a positive vibe off this movie. That's saying something. And then, of course, there are those who are gonna jump and holler, they ruined Indiana Jones! They've ruined everything! Have they? Have they really? Because I sat here and I thought about this for a while. And I just have to say, the originals have not changed. They're still there, with the exception of Star Wars. We won't get into that right now. We'll have an asterisk on Star Wars, okay? But Star Trek, Back to the Future, and the myriad Lord of the Rings, the myriad of franchises that we have under our list have not been destroyed. They have had crappy prequels slash reboots slash sequels. That doesn't mean they were ruined. You don't have to take that part as being part of your experience of these franchises that you love. And I don't get why people don't understand that. I'm not trying to preach or anything, but I'm like, I can still go watch Last Crusade and enjoy it just as much as I did when I was younger. They made a crappy sequel to Star Wars. That still did not ruin the original trilogy to me. Okay, they made two crappy sequels to Star Wars. I give Force Awakens a pass. It was trying at least. The reboot of Star Trek literally does not affect the original Star Trek in any way, shape, or form. Hell, part of the plot is the reboot. You're not ruined, man. I mean, it's a different timeline, so you can ignore it if you want to or move on. Some say that Discovery destroyed Star Trek. I don't think so, but you can think what you want. I just go and, you know, enjoy what I enjoy and ignore the people who try to bring in this stuff that I'm not going to enjoy. It's that simple. There's no big, complicated, complex thing to it. I can't, and I can't wrap my head around people who scream, they ruined everything. No, they've put out some bad crap, and now they've paid for it. But at the same time, there's some good crap. Mandalorian, still like that. I still think it's good. Third season was a little weaker, but I still think it's good. Andor was pretty good. We're not going to see anything like this from Indy, and I don't think we should, honestly. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about my earlier statement about we could just have some stories set in the, around the 1930s and 40s, and I'm like going, that one may have run its course because, we have comics from back then. We have books. And they're all pretty decent. I mean, nothing is as spectacular as the original movies. So when I hear all that, I kind of go, maybe, the point is some things need to stay in the past. And maybe Indy has run its course. And I'm fine with that. To be 100% perfectly honest, I don't see a reason to continue Indy. I know there was early times there were talks of recasting and rebooting, and there's still talks of recasting and rebooting. I don't think we need to. I think Indy stands on his own. I mean, let's confess one thing first is that Indiana Jones is Alan Quartermain, just brought into a different era. No biggie, it's cool, but at the same time, there comes a point where Alan Quartermain had his time, and he's still good for his time, and you can still go read his stuff, and it's still good. So I don't understand this. It's been ruined. I just don't feel it's been ruined. And I'm not going to give people like Kathleen Kennedy that kind of power to ruin my loves of my life. It's not going to happen. I don't understand. If you hate this woman so much, why let her do that to you? Am I wholeheartedly walking away? No. But I don't put a lot of stock into what's coming. And that way I'm not disappointed. Here's how I've been doing with Marvel. I've not been too disappointed because my expectations are low. I had that moment with Avengers Endgame where I knew people realized these comic books I was reading, this was why I was reading them. Moments like this, they got it. It was like, y'all caught up to me finally. So no, I don't feel Indiana Jones has been ruined. I feel they did a shitty movie, and that's it. And it was a movie I expected to be shitty, so I'm not worried about it. I'll still watch it once at least. But that doesn't mean it's going to be a part of my Indiana Jones watching later in life either. Remember that. Enjoy life more than complain about it, because it's a lot more fun. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this episode of Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.